If you were designing a country, what would you want? Well, the first thing you would want is natural resources. Okay? That's the most important thing. The most important thing, and this may be news here in Melbourne, is not banking. It's not. Banking doesn't make an economy. Banking is, in some sense, possibly a necessary feature of advanced economies, but it's not integral to any economy. Loaning money and interest actually used to be considered disgusting. In fact, it was illegal. It still is illegal in some places. So the idea that we've made that like the apogee of human achievement, lending money, no, it's not. No, making things is the point of life. Making things is the point of life. And in order to make things, you need resources. And you have more resources than you could ever use. For the next 1,000 years, you're totally set. You need nothing. You've got more than enough land. There's nobody here. There's nobody here. I've flown over beaches recently. I was like, what, was someone going to build a Club Med there or what? I just saw like 30 miles of beautiful coastline. In my country, people would be murdered over the rights to that. Here, it's just like, oh yeah, we got a lot of that. Like no one lives here. You lead the world in resources, in gas, in bauxite, which is kind of important actually, in iron ore, in coal, in lead, in gold, you name it, copper, you've got it. The rest of the world, uranium, oh my gosh, whoever said that, thank you. I totally forgot about uranium. I think of the deepest reserves in the world here. Did you say Wanka? I don't think that's a natural resource, but maybe it is. I gotta look that up, actually. The point is, you don't need Great Britain. You don't need any other country. You could, honestly, kind of run the world. You've got no real poverty. No, I mean, there are poor people here, but you don't have dense concentrations of poverty that I've seen in 7 separate cities, and I look for it. You don't. You will, but you don't now. You've got a very well-educated and impressive and smart population. Like, what don't you have? You don't need anybody around. You should be running the world. I mean, I personally would immediately buy a nuclear weapon just to make that point clear to the rest of the world. I'm not kidding. Probably not gonna do that. You're not even allowed to have handguns. You're probably not buying nukes, but you should get both. Sorry, I know you hate that, but I feel that way. And once you realize that, then there is absolutely no reason to let your leaders destroy the place. You just need to say no. And the first thing you do, so how does that work exactly? I was getting so upset talking to this awesome Pakistani tobacco shop guy yesterday. The poor guy, you know? It's like, anyway, it really bugged me. I had a long conversation with him about it that got so out of control that I can't repeat it here because we'll all be arrested. But he was on board. He's probably here tonight, by the way, if you're here. But how do you do that? How do you do that if you're an orderly, peaceful person, by the way? Because, you know, the problem with changing our society is it can move in super ugly directions super fast, and no decent person wants that. Now, the people running your country definitely want that. They're the ones who shot you with rubber bullets and set up concentration camps for you, in case you've forgotten. Wrecked the economy of Victoria and many other, right?